Here we have successfully connected to the Mongo database running on port 27017 from Node.js. Now we want to start interacting with it. So to interact with the database, what we're going to do is that we are going to we need to first declare and describe the data that we are going to be communicating with. So we want to connect to here. We want to connect to this collection here. So we can say show collections. We have the users collection, and we know that that collection, right, has data that has a specific structure, right? So the users collection has data that has username and password and first name and last name. So we know the structure of the data. So to be able to connect to it, right? So we're going to create a directory here to create a model in schema that will allow us to connect to a database, right? So in a separate directory in models, we're going to create and describe that collection and the structure in there. So let's create here a schema. So this is going to be users.schema.server.js. So in here, we'll describe the structure of the database. So we'll say const. We're going to load the Mongoose library. Right, and now we're going to describe the schema or the structure of that data. So this will be const user schema. We're going to do a mongoose.schema, and the structure of the data is that we have usernames as a string. We're going to have a password also as a string. We're going to have a first name as a string, and we're going to have a last name as a string. Right, this is the equivalent of you declaring a table in a relational database. But notice that we are not declaring the structure on the database. Instead, we are declaring it here at the application level, not on the database. So that's a big difference, right? The last part of creating the schema is that we want to we've declared the structure, but now we want to make sure that we are connecting to the collection users, right? So here we can describe that the collection name that we're connecting is users, right? Once we declare the schema, we're going to export this so we can use this schema elsewhere. In particular, we want to be able to use it in a connection string so that we can connect to it, right? So we're going to say we're going to export this. So module.exports, and we're going to export the user schema. There we have it. So we've declared the structure of the data that we want to connect to.